has to move back, and then rook takes the rook. Yeah. So here, check, and rook takes rook. Hello and welcome back to the Chess Mindset. In this video, I'm going to be playing survival puzzles, and I'm going to see how many puzzles I can solve. Let's get started. So I'm a little bit sick, so I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit off today, but anyway, let's get started. So this is just an easy checkmate, and I'm pretty sure it's just queen here, checkmate, after it goes here. Now, let's see, I can give him a check, and after that, he's gonna go here, or maybe it's something different. I guess I'll give him a check. Okay. It's just mate in one. Okay, so that's check. I can take the queen. Okay, so I'm thinking queen here, and then he moves his king, and then I take his rook. So yeah, seems about right. And this is just checkmate in one, pretty sure. Okay, so this is a knight that's hanging, but this is mate in one, so it's just mate in one, rook there. So if your kings are like opposite each other, and his king's on like the last row, you can just bring your rook up, and that's checkmate. Okay, so I'm thinking queen here to check the king, and his only move is king here, and then I can go queen here, checkmate. Oh no, he can do that as well, but after he goes there, yeah, it'll be mate pretty soon. And I'm pretty sure this is just queen c7, check, and then he has to go here, and then I'll go knight here, and oh no, but then this bishop. Oh no, I go here, he goes here, and then bishop check, and that should be mate. Okay. So this seems like the right move. Queen h6. And then he has to go here. No, he can't even go there. So queen h6, and that's just mate, I think. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's just this, and then king goes there, and then sack the queen, and that's mate. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's queen a4 here, and the king has nowhere to go, so yeah, that's mate. Okay. I feel like it's this move, and then the king can only go here or here. If he goes here, so pawn here, king here, rook here, and I think that's checkmate, yeah. So pawn here, king here, and then push the pawn again. His only move is king here, and then rook here. I think that's mate. Yes, it's just this, and then that's checkmate. Nice. Alright, so I'm thinking queen here to give the king check. So queen here, the king's in check, and his only move is, so he can't go here or here because the bishop's covering. He can't go here because the queen's checking. So his only move is queen here, and then I just take the queen, and I'm pretty sure that's mate. Okay, so our queen is under attack by the knight. Do we have a good move here? Let's see. So I have to move my queen, probably. I can give him a check here. Check. He can't move his king because the bishop's covering. So he has to he has to take, so check, he has to take with the pawn, and then I can go queen here to check his king, and that's mate. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's mate. Yeah, takes the bishop and that's mate. Okay, so I think it's just threatening mate here, right? Queen here, threatening checkmate, and there's nothing he can do, right? He can take, but then I just go king h7. But then he has queen g8. And if I go here, he's gonna go bishop here, and I go here. Wow, this one is a bit interesting. Oh no, I can just take his pawn. Let's just take his pawn, and that's mate. And if I go here, he's gonna go here, and then queen takes pawn, and his only move is king here, and then yeah, that's mate. So here, check, and mate. Now let's see. I have a queen and rook. Can't take that rook because his rook's guarding it, and this rook doesn't seem to be that useful here. I can take this, I guess, to threaten mate. And is there any way you can stop it? You can go bishop here, I guess. Let's see, bishop there. Let's see, so rook takes, threatening checkmate with queen there. Bishop to e4. And what is my next move? Let's see. Okay, this one is the first one that I have to actually think about. What about queen? No, that's not gonna work. This pawn is gonna promote, so I feel like I need to do something. Maybe, I feel like it has to be rook takes, right? There's no other move I can see. But then after bishop here, I don't know what the next move is, because it's gonna guard this square. Takes the rook, maybe? Takes, and I don't have a good move. So rook takes, bishop here. And what is the move? Bishop e4. That just stops this square. What if I go queen takes rook, rook takes, but then I'm just down in material. Interesting. What if I take the pawn? But that doesn't really do anything. Queen here? No. Queen. Oh, it has to be rook takes, right? I just don't see any other move. It has to be. Unless I'm missing something. Queen here? Oh, what about? No. I'm just gonna go for it. Wait, what? Goes rook. Can't you just play bishop here? Bishop there, and then it stops me, no? Anyway, now I just take, right? Okay, that was confusing. I don't know if I was missing something. If you spot like what I was missing, please leave a comment down below to let me know. But anyway, pretty sure this just takes and then push the pawn, right? and I push the pawn. Oh, okay, interesting. So if I take his rook, he's gonna take my rook, and I'm losing. If I take his rook here, that's check, so he goes here. And then I take his rook. Oh no, takes. He goes here, and then I give him a check. Because now the rook's protected by the pawn, and then I take his rook. Yeah, should be it. And then check, and I take his rook. Nice. I'm pretty sure this just takes, and then rook takes, and then knight here, check the king, he has to move back, and then rook takes the rook. Yeah. So here, check, and rook takes rook. I'm pretty sure there's just, no wait, rook here, because then he can't go here because the queen's covering. Yeah, so rook, check. And now, I think I just take, king takes, and then queen h8, and then it's checkmate. So queen here, so it's checkmate. Okay, so we're up to 23. I think my personal best was like 34 or something. But anyway, okay, knight takes, that's check. And you can't move to any of these squares because the queen's covering. So I'm pretty sure that's just checkmate. Yeah. Okay. So here I don't see any immediate moves that I can play. If I push the pawn, attacking his knight. Takes. I don't see a move there. What about knight? Knight takes, but it's already good, I don't think. Queen takes? Queen sack? Takes? I still don't see a move. What about pawn? I don't think that's good. Rook takes pawn. Queen takes. Rook here. Wait a second, maybe that is the right move. Wait, so rook takes. And then rook here. So rook takes pawn. He has to move his queen. Or if he takes it, then I go rook here. No, but that's just losing. I'm just losing a piece. Queen here maybe? Attacking his queen? And he can't take because my rook's gonna take his queen. So knight here. Queen back. And what's my next move? Can't take because he's just gonna take. Interesting. Or is it just pawn here? Does that trap the rook? So pawn here. Then you can go g6, rook g6. Wait, so is that his only move? He can't take that. So pawn here. He can't take that. He can't go here, here, here. He can go here. Can't go here, can't go here. So if he goes this, if he goes c5, then I push again. I don't know if that's the right move. I'm just gonna go for it. No, it's not the right move. Anyway, let's go next. So, oh wait, no, I think it's just check. And then whichever one he takes with, I can just do pawn takes and then discover check. And he has to go there. And then I just go rook h8. And I think that should be mate. Yeah, so it takes. And rook h8, let's check it. Nice. Okay, so rook here, he has to take, and then queen there. Yeah, let's checkmate. Okay, this looks like some checkmate here. Maybe just queen here, and he has to take, and then rook takes, and what about bishop here? Bishop here, his only move is he can't go any of these squares because the queen's covering, and he can't take the bishop because the knight's watching, so he has to go here, and I just go queen there. Yeah, it should be made. And queen there. Okay, so rook takes, and rook takes, queen takes? No, doesn't look right. Rook here maybe? Maybe, being the key word. Rook here, if he takes, what about just queen takes? Queen takes, rook takes, rook takes, king takes. Okay, so queen takes, rook takes, and what now? I don't see a move there. So rook takes, if he takes my queen, take, and I'm down in material, I think. Wait, am I? So rook takes, if he takes back with the rook, then I take his queen, and I'm up in material. So rook takes, if he takes my queen, give him a check, he takes, and I take, and I'm up in material. Okay, so I think it's rook. I think it's rook takes. Yeah, and then rook takes, and then it takes the queen, yeah. And I'm up a bishop. Okay, so my first instinct is queen there. And his only move is king here. Oh, and then I can do discover check. I'm moving the knight. So maybe knight here? And is that just mate? I think that's just mate. Yeah, I think that's just mate. So I'm pretty sure it's just this. Yeah. I can't give him a fork just yet, but I can sack the rook if he takes, and then I fork him. So yeah, I think that's the right move. So takes, and then fork, and take a rook. Okay, so we're up to 30. Let's see if I can get to 35 in this video. That would be nice. Okay, so pawn here, and he can't go any of these squares. Can't go here, can't go here. So his only moves, and can't go here as well. So his only move is here, and then rook. Maybe this rook? Wait, so pawn here, king here, rook here. And what's next? King here? This has to be winning, right? So it has to be... No? Wow, okay, so... I really thought that was the right move, but... Turns out it wasn't. Okay, so I'm thinking, no, I can't do that. Bishop here, attacking the queen, takes. His king is pretty exposed here. Maybe it's something to do with checking. Maybe rook here to threaten this. That's gotta be the right move, right? Rook up, and then threatening checkmate. I think it's this move. Yeah, and then I can just check. Nice. Okay, so this one It looks like some sort of like rook sack or something, maybe queen sack. So if I take here, and he takes, and then queen takes, and his only moves here, and it doesn't seem to be winning. What about queen takes? Queen takes, pawn takes, rook here. It's like the same thing. My bishop should be pretty useful here. I feel like at some point I need to go bishop here to kind of like cut off his king. Maybe just rook here, takes, check, and if he blocks with his, he can't block because then my bishop's there. So takes, queen takes, and he has to go here. And I go bishop c5, and that's mate. We can go rook there, but that seems like it has to be the right move, right? So rook takes, that has to be the right move. I don't see any other move. Rook takes here, that doesn't look right. Rook takes here, I think that's right. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's just queen takes. Queen takes, his only move is king there, and then bishop to c5, and then whichever he plays, like rook there, I'll just go queen here. Pretty sure that's the right move. Okay, and then bishop here, I think. Okay, so knight there. Okay, so I was right. So bishop here, but then now do I just take maybe? Takes. Yeah, that's gotta be right. Nice. Okay, so up to 32. Alright, let's see. So we have two rooks and a bishop. Okay, so I'm thinking bishop here gives him a check. His only move is, so you can only go here, here, or here. So let's see, bishop here, king there, and I go rook here. And then he can move here or here. Okay, hold on, so this looks, no, it has to be bishop here, right? That has to be the right move. But then after king here, oh, then I just go rook here, and I take his rook. So here, his king goes here. Same thing, I just go rook here. And then he moves his king. And then, oh wait, if I go here, his king goes there. If I check and go here, or no, you can go here, check, king there, rook there, king here, and then take the rook, king takes, and I don't know if that's necessarily better. Okay, so what about, so maybe here I need to play, no, but I feel like it's still rook here, but then after king here, I don't see a right move. I guess I can do a discover check. Maybe I do use a discover check. Move the bishop here, maybe. But anyway, I think the first move has to be here. It has to be bishop e3. Because I just don't see any other move. Rook takes, that doesn't make sense. Rook here doesn't make sense. Bishop here doesn't make sense because pawn takes. So I think the first move has to be this, right? Yeah. And now, okay, he goes king here. If I go rook here, let's see, king here, rook check, and then I don't see a good move. I give him a discover check, I guess, and take his bishop. Or can I? If I go bishop here, he's gonna go king here and guards his bishop, so I don't think that's the right move. Or what if I go, no, what if bishop here, king here, and then rook here, but then he goes king d3, and then I go rook e3 maybe? Wait a second, that seems like it's right. Bishop d4, discover check. King has to move. Then again, he has a lot of choices. Whereas if I go rook here, well, he still has a lot of choices. Okay, there's gonna be a gamble. Which one is it? I'm gonna go with this. Okay, it is this. Okay, nice. Okay, so he goes king there. If I go rook g2 now, and he goes back, then I just take his bishop. So if I go rook g2, king goes here, and then I can go rook, and that's checkmate. Nice. Okay, so I think this is the right move. Yeah, and now I think I just take his bishop. Nice. Okay, that was a good one. That was a good puzzle. Okay, I'm thinking queen h3 to threaten queen g2 checkmate. But after this, he pushes his pawn. Queen takes g3. Queen takes g3. And then I can just go queen here, because the rook's supporting it. So I think this is the right move. Is there any other move he can play? What about bishop? If bishop's there, let's see. Now what? If bishop's there, okay, so queen here, bishop there, bishop takes, knight takes, and then bishop, no, doesn't work. Here takes, knight takes, rook sack maybe, takes, and I go here and I bring my other rook. Wait a second. Okay, I think it's this. Wait, what? Okay, hold on, I actually want to look at what the solution to that was, because I feel like it was that move, no? Okay, let me just try this again. So it's not queen there. What is it then? Here? Oh, it was. Sack the queen. And then here. And then maybe bishop here. No? Bring my other. Oh, and then it's no. I can win a queen if I do that, but maybe rook here. No. Oh wait, it's just rook. Oh, it is just checkmate. Oh, okay, I didn't see that. Wait, but what was wrong with queen here? Was there anything wrong with that? Let me go to analysis. Wait. Let me go to analysis board to see what was going on. Because I felt for sure. Okay, so he goes knight here. If I could just go queen here. Does that not work? Yeah, I saw bishop f3, but then takes. Oh, because he can go queen takes. If he goes knight takes, it's still equal, apparently. Yeah, because I thought after rook takes, and then here, I thought after he goes here, I can go rook. Oh no, because then he's just gonna make me. Yeah. So I'm just too slow. If it was my move here, I can checkmate, but then now he can take. I have to go here, and that's mate. Yeah. Unfortunate, but we get 33. We solved 33 puzzles in Survival Puzzle Rush. And that's it for this video. If you want to see more puzzle survival, or you want to see more other chess content, please leave a comment down below to let me know what type of chess content you want to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.